name is Gregory Beach. I'm the 7th grade class teacher. We are so excited to present our class play for you this evening. The students have been working very hard, and we're quite excited. I guess I'll get out of the way and let these students show you how wonderful they are. So please join me with a nice, welcoming, appreciative, affirming round of applause for our 7th graders who are presenting Alice in Wonderland.
What are you reading?
A book.
I know, but what sort of book?
A research book.
Oh, what's it called?
An index to the late Bronze Age Asian pottery.
Oh, does it have any pictures?
No.
Oh, twinkle, twinkle, little... Sorry.
Can't you do something quietly?
Guess I could make a daisy chain.
That would be nice.
But I'm not sure it'd actually be worth the trouble of getting up and gathering the daisies.
Oh dear, I shall be late. Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting.
Oh my, did you see that?
No. What?
A rabbit!
Nice.
No, a rabbit with a pocket watch.
Alice?
No, really.
Can't you entertain yourself for just a little bit?
But maybe I'll just go and collect some daisies then.
Excellent idea.
Now, where is that? Oh my goodness, I'm falling down a rabbit hole. It's quite a large rabbit hole. Curiouser and curiouser. Well, after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling down the stairs. Oh, how brave they'll all think of me at home. I wonder how many miles I've fallen by this time. I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth. Let's see, that would be 4,000 miles down, I think. See, I do pay attention in school, though this is not a very good opportunity to show off my knowledge, since there's no one here for me to impress. Still, guess it's good practice. Oh, longitude I've got too. I wonder if I shall fall right through the center of the earth. How funny it will seem to come out among the people who walk with their heads downwards. I shall have to ask what the name of the country is. Please, ma'am, is this New Zealand or Australia? No, it will never be. And it's hopeless to curtsy while falling through the air. And what an ignorant little girl shall think of me in crafty. Perhaps I'll see it written somewhere. Whoa!
I'm late for a very important appointment. Engagement. Rendezvous. Date, yes, I'm late for a very important date.
Mr. Rabbit! Mr. Rabbit! Sir, wait! Oh, bother. Oh, now where did he go? I wonder what this key goes to. Oh, maybe it goes to this little door. Yes, it fits. Oh, what a beautiful garden. I wish I was small enough to get through the door. I wish I could shut up like a telescope. This wasn't here before. Drink me. No. I shall look first to see whether it's marked poison or not. For if the little girl drinks from bottle marked poison, is almost certain to disagree with her sooner or later. No, it's probably all right. Has mixed flavor of cherry tart, custard, pineapple, roast turkey, hot buttered toast. Oh, what a curious feeling. I must be shutting up like a telescope by now. I am! Now I'm small enough to go through the door. Oh no, the key. Come, there's no use in crying like this. I advise you to leave off this minute. Eat me? Well, I'll eat it, and if it makes me grow larger, then I can reach the key. And if it makes me grow smaller, I can creep under the door. So either way, I'll get into the garden. Which way? I guess it's just regular cake. Curiouser and curiouser. Now I'm opening out like the largest telescope that ever was. Goodbye, feet. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. A great girl like you to go and cry in this way. Stop this moment, I tell you.
Oh, the Duchess! Won't you be savage if I keep her waiting?
If you please, sir. Dear, dear. How queer everything is today. And yesterday things went on just as usual. I wonder if I've been changed in the night. Let me think. Was I the same when I got up this morning? I can almost remember feeling a little different. But if I'm not the same, the next question is, who in the world am I? Wait, I've grown small again. Good heavens, it must be the fan. That was a narrow escape. Whoa! 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 I wish I hadn't cried so much. I shall be punished for it now. I suppose by drowning in my own tears. Whoa!
The Duchess!
The Duchess?
Oh, my paws, oh, my ears and whiskers, she'll get me executed, sure's fair to ferrets. Where can I have dropped them, I wonder?
What is it we're looking for?
My gloves, of course.
Of course.
Oh, my, Marianne, what are you doing here? Run home this instant and fetch me that pair of gloves. Quick now.
He took me for his housemaid. How surprised he'll be when he finds out who I am. How strange to have a rabbit order me about. And who is this Duchess?
Who are you?
I hardly know, sir. Just at present. At least, I knew who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have been changed several times since then.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself, I'm afraid, sir. Because I'm not myself, you see.
I don't see.
I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly, for I can't understand myself to begin with, and being so many different sides of it is very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't found it so, but when you have to turn into a chrysalis, you will someday, you know. And after that, into a butterfly, I should think you'd feel a little strange, shouldn't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different. All I'm saying is it would feel very strange to me.
You? Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why?
Oh, never mind.
Come back. I have something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So you think you're changed, do you?
I'm afraid I am, sir. I can't remember things as I used, and I don't keep the same size for 10 minutes together.
Can't remember what things.
Well, I tried to say twinkle, twinkle, little star, but it came out all different.
Let's hear it.
Twinkle, twinkle, little rat, how I wonder where you're at. Down below the mud so gooey, like this poem that's gone all hooey. Twinkle, twinkle, little spot, I hope that you will never rot.
That is not said right.
Not quite right, I'm afraid. Some of the words have got altered.
It is wrong from beginning to end. What size do you want to be?
Oh, I'm not particular as to size. Just one doesn't like changing so often, you know.
I don't know. Are you content now?
Well, I should like to be a little larger, sir, if you wouldn't mind. 3 inches is such a wretched height to be.
It is a very good height indeed.
Well, I'm not used to it. There's no need to be offended.
Line.
You'll get used to it in time.
You'll get used to it in time. One side will make you grow taller, the other side will make you grow shorter.
One side of what? The other side of what?
Of the mushroom, of course.
Now, which is which? Oh my goodness, what another dull day. But it's definitely been up. Now, what can all this great stuff be?
Serpent!
I'm not a serpent. Let me alone.
Serpent, I say again. I've tried every way, but nothing seems to suit them.
I haven't the least idea what you're talking about.
I've tried the roots of the trees, and I've tried the banks. I've tried the hedges, but those serpents, there's no pleasing them. And as if it wasn't trouble enough hatching the eggs, why, I haven't had a wink of sleep these past 3 weeks.
I'm very sorry you've been annoyed.
And just as I'd taken the highest tree in the wood, and just as I think I should be free of them at last, they must needs come wriggling down from the sky. Ugh, serpent! I can see her trying to invent something.
I'm a little girl?
A likely story indeed. I've seen a good many little girls in my time, but never one with such a neck as that. No, you're a serpent, and there's no use denying it. I suppose you'll be telling me next you've never tasted an egg?
I've tasted eggs before, certain. But little girls eat eggs quite as much as serpents do, you know?
I don't believe it. But if they do, why then they're a kind of serpent. That's all I can say. You're looking for eggs. I know that well enough. And so what does it matter to me whether you're a little girl or a serpent?
It matters a good deal to me, and I'm not looking for eggs as it happens. And if I was, I shouldn't want yours. I don't want to go wrong.
We'll be off then.
Squawk, squawk, squawk. Now, only I could find that beautiful garden. I'm sure everything would be better.
If you think we're statues, you ought to pay. Statues were made to be looked at for nothing, you know.
Contrary-wise, if you think we're alive, you want to speak.
I'm sure I'm very sorry.
I know what you're thinking about.
I was thinking, which way was the best out of this forest? Would you tell me, please?
You've begun wrong. First thing to do in a visit is say, how do you do? And shake hands.
Three times around is enough for me.
I hope you're not too tired to tell me the way out of this forest. Are there any lions or tigers about here?
It's only the Bandersnatch snoring. He's dreaming. And what do you suppose he is dreaming about?
Nobody can guess that.
Why, about you. And if you left off dreaming about you, where do you suppose you'd be?
Where I am now, of course.
Not you. You'd be nowhere. Why, you're just a thing in his dream.
If he were to wake up now, you'd go out bang, just like a can.
I shouldn't.
You're only one of the things in his dream. You know very well you aren't real.
I am real. If I wasn't real, I shouldn't be able to cry.
I hope you don't suppose those are real tears.
I know they're talking nonsense, and it's foolish to cry about. At any rate, I'd better be getting out of this forest. Do you think it's going to rain?
No, I don't. At least not under here. No matter. But maybe inside.
We've no objection. Contrary-wise.
Ta-ta, after you.
No, after you.
Oh no, after you.
I insist. After you.
I won't hear you. After you.
Please, after you.
No, after you.
Oh, who are you?
The Cheshire Cat.
Why are you grinning?
Cheshire Cats always grin.
I didn't know Cheshire cats always grin. In fact, I didn't know cats could grin at all.
They all can, and most of them do.
Cheshire cat, would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?
That depends a good deal on where you want to get to.
I don't much care where.
Then it doesn't matter which way you go.
So long as I get somewhere.
Oh, you're sure to do that. If only you walk long enough.
What sort of people live about here?
In that direction lives the hatter, and in that direction lives the March Hare. Visit either you like. They're both mad.
I don't want to go with all mad people.
Oh, you can't talk that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know I'm mad?
But you must be, or you wouldn't have come here.
And how do you know you're mad?
To begin with, a dog's not mad. You grant that?
I suppose so.
Well then, you see, a dog growls when it's angry and wags its tail when it's pleased. I growl when I'm pleased and wag my tail when I'm angry. Therefore, I'm mad.
I call that purring, not growling.
Hold, you delight. Do you play croquet with the queen today?
Croquet with the queen? I should like to very much, but I haven't been invited.
You'll see me there. Which way will you go?
Well, I've seen hatters before, so the March Hare will be more interested. And perhaps as this May, it won't be as raving mad. At least not as mad as it was in March.
That's a theory. Did you say March or Starch?
I said March, and I wish you wouldn't keep vanishing and appearing so suddenly. You make me quite giddy.
All right.
There's plenty of room.
Have some milk.
I don't see any milk.
There isn't any.
And that wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's laid out for a great many more than 3. Your hair wants cutting. You should learn how to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Oh, good. We'll have some fun now. I'm glad. I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean that you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least, I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing a bit. You might just as well say, I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see. You might just as well say, I like what I get is the same as I get what I like.
You might just as well say that I sleep when I breathe and say as I breathe when I sleep.
It is the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4.
2 days wrong. I told you butter wouldn't suit the works. It was the best butter. Yes, but some crumbs must have got in as well. You shouldn't have put it in with a bread knife. It was the best butter, you know.
What a funny watch. It tells the day of the month, but it doesn't tell what o'clock it is.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Certainly not, but that's because it stays the same year for such a long time.
Which is just the case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
The dormouse is asleep again.
Of course. Just as I was supposed to remark myself.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea. Nor I.
You should do something better with your time than asking riddles you have no answer to.
If you knew me time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it with him.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I dare say you never even spoke to time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
Oh, that accounts for it. He won't stand beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do just about anything for you with the clock. For instance, suppose it were 9 o'clock, just time to begin lessons. All you'd have to do is whisper a hint to time, and around goes the clock in a twinkling. 1:30, time for dinner.
I only wish it was. That'd be grand, certainly, but I shouldn't be hungry for it, you know?
Not at first, perhaps, but you could keep it at 1:30 for as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
No, not I. We quarreled last March, just before he went mad, you know. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts. I had to sing it. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. You know that song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, in this way. Up above the world we fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little
Twinkle, twinkle.
I had just finished the first verse when the queen jumped up and bawled out, "He's murdering the time! Off with his head!"
Oh, dreadfully savage.
And ever since then, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
Is that why so many tea things are laid out?
Yes, that's it. It's always tea time.
I vote the young lady tells us a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the dormouse shall.
Wake up, dormouse!
I wasn't asleep. I heard every word you fellows have said.
Tell us a story.
Yes, please do.
Now be quick about it, or you'll fall asleep again before it's over.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
But why did they live at the bottom of a well?
Take some more tea.
I haven't had anything yet, so I can't take more.
You mean you can't take less? It is very easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked your opinion.
Look who's making personal remarks now.
But I don't understand. Why did they live at the bottom of a well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
If you can't be civil, you better finish the story for yourself.
No, please go on. I won't interrupt again. I dare say there may be one treacle well.
One indeed. And so these 3 little sisters, they were learning how to draw, you know.
And what did they draw?
Rotate!
What? Oh my goodness. What is going on? Okay. I'm sorry. Make up your mind. But I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from?
You can draw water out of a water well, so I assume you can draw treacle out of a treacle well.
But they were in the well.
Of course they were. Well then, they were learning to draw, and they drew all manners of things. Everything that begins with an M.
But why with an N?
Why not? Everything that begins with an M, such as mousetraps, and the moon, and memories, and muchness. You know, you say things are much of a muchness. Have you ever seen such a drawing of a muchness?
Really? Now you ask me.
And you shouldn't talk!
I will never go there again. That was the most ridiculous tea party I was ever at in all my life.
Look out now, Five. Don't go splashing paint over me like that.
I couldn't help it. 7 jogged my elbow.
That's right, 5. Always lay the blame on others.
You'd better not talk. I heard the queen say only yesterday you deserve to be beheaded.
What for?
That's enough of your business, too.
Yes, it is their business. And I'll tell him. It was for bringing the cook tulip roots instead of onions.
Well, of all the unjust things.
Would you tell me, why are you painting those roses?
Why, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose tree. And we put in a white one by mistake. And if the queen was to find out, We should all have our heads cut off, you know.
The queen! The queen!
Who is this?
This? Why, the Empress of Emus, of course. I mean, most obviously the Countess of Cutlery. No. Pardon me, of course. I meant the Lady of... the Marquis of Marzipan? The Lady of Lakes. Well, how should I know, Your Majesty?
What's your name, child?
My name is Alice, so you please, Your Majesty. Why, they're only a pack of cards. I needn't be afraid of them.
And who are these?
How should I know? It's no business of mine.
Up with her head!
Nonsense!
Consider, my dear, she's only a child.
Get up! Leave off that. You make me giddy. What have you been doing here? May it please your majesty, we were trying... I see. Off with their head!
You shan't be beheaded!
Have you seen them anywhere? Have you seen them?
Are their heads off?
Yes, Your Majesty. Their heads are gone, if it please Your Majesty.
Completely off. They're completely off their heads.
No, their heads are completely off.
That's what I said.
No, you said they're completely off their heads.
What difference does it make if their heads are off them or if they're off their heads?
Oh, good point. But I'm not sure where that leaves us.
Or us? Ace of Hearts.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Are they or aren't they off?
Yes, Your Majesty. They're definitely off.
Excellent.
They're rockers.
Can you play croquet?
Yes.
Come on.
It's a very fine day.
Yes, very. Where's the Duchess?
Hush, she's under sentence of execution.
For what?
She balks the Queen's ears. Oh, hush, the Queen will hear you. You see, she came rather late, and the Queen said...
Get to your places.
Rotate. Rotate. Rotate.
How are you getting on?
I don't think they play it all fairly.
How do you like the Queen?
Not at all. She's so extremely likely to win that it's hardly worthwhile finishing the game.
Who are you talking to?
A friend of mine, Cheshire Cat. Let me introduce it.
Well, I don't like the look of it. However, it may kiss my hand if it likes.
I'd rather not.
Don't hit her hand. Don't look at me like that.
Me, look at it, King. I read that in a book somewhere. I don't remember where.
Well, it must be removed. My dear, I wish you'd have this cat removed.
Off with his head.
I'll fetch the executioner myself.
Yes, off with his head, whoever he is.
Rotate.
Excuse me. Sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Oh, hello. Excuse me, sorry. Oh.
hasn't been.
Perhaps it hasn't one.
Tut tut, child. Everything's got a moral. If only you could find one.
The game's going on rather better now.
'Tis so. And the moral of that is, oh, 'tis love that makes the world go round.
Somebody once said that it's in everybody minding their own business.
Oh, well, it means much the same thing. And the moral of that is, take care of the sense, and the sound will take care of themselves.
How fond she is in finding morals and things.
I dare say you're wondering why I don't stand closer. The reason is that I'm doubtful about the temper of your flamingo. Shall I try the experiment?
It might bite.
Very true. Flamingos and mustard both bite. And the moral of that is, birds of a feather flock together.
But mustard isn't a bird.
Right as usual. What a clear way you have of putting things.
It's a mineral, I think.
Of course it is. There's a large mustard mine near here. And the moral of that is, the more there is of mine, the less there is of yours.
Oh, I know. It's a vegetable. It doesn't look like one, but it is.
I quite agree with you. And the moral of that is, be what you would seem to be. Or, if you'd like it put more simply, never imagine yourself not to be otherwise than what it might appear to others, that what you were or might have been was not otherwise than what it would have been would appear to them to be otherwise.
I think I'd understand that better if I had it written down. Can't quite understand it as you say it.
That's nothing to what I could say, if I chose.
Pray don't trouble yourself to say it any longer than that.
Oh, don't talk about trouble. I make you a present of everything I've said as yet. And a fine day, Your Majesty.
Now I give you a fair warning. Either you or your head must be off immediately. Take your choice.
Have you seen the mock turtle yet?
I don't even know what a mock turtle is.
It's the thing mock turtle soup is made from.
I've never seen or heard of one.
Come on then, and he shall tell you his history. Griffin! Griffin! Take this young lady to see the mock turtle and to hear his history. I must go and see if there's some executions I am ordering.
What fun!
What is fun?
Why she? It's her fancy that they never executes nobody, you know. Come on!
I was never so ordered about in all my life. Never!
Can I just take a minute of your time? Just a minute. 60 seconds. 10 times 6. You may have noticed that 10 gets a lot of press. It's easy math. You just add a 0. 10% off. Piece of cake. 6% off. The mind reels. Okay, so not to sing my own praises, but I do feel I'm a bit unsung. Underappreciated. Sure, all of us numbers have our place. We're all important. It's just, well, not many realize I'm perfect. I'm not being conceited, it's just a fact. I'm a positive integer that is equal to the sum of its positive divisor. There are only 51 known perfect numbers, and I'm the first. If we're talking between 1 and 100, it's just me and 28. And, well, there's no 28 in a deck of cards now, is there? Additionally, I'm the only number, the only one, that is both the sum and the product of 3 consecutive positive numbers. Yeah, that's right. How many of you can say that? But wait, there's more. 6 is the highest number on a standard die. There are 6 colors in the RGB color wheel. The hexagon, that's me. Think of a honeycomb and the 6-fold symmetry that makes snowflakes so beautiful. There are 6 strings on the guitar, 6 whole tones in an octave, 6 legs on an insect, 6 geese a-laying. The 6 is the root of the...
There are said to be
There are said to be no more than 6 degrees of separation between any 2 people on Earth. Coincidence? I think not. 6 is the root of the sixth eloquent tree, and itself is the eloquent sum of only one number, 1, plus, totally unrelated to 6 being a perfect number, a Goulam ruler, length of 6, is a perfect ruler. Not that I want to be a ruler, mind you, I'm just fine being another card in the deck, part of the team. It's just, well, not many realize I'm perfect. So now you know. Thanks for listening.
What is this sorrow?
It's all his fancy that he hasn't got no sorry, you know? Come on. This here young lady wants for to know your history, she do.
I'll tell it her. Sit down, both of you, and don't speak a word till I finish. Once, I was a real turtle. When we were little, we went to school in the sea. The master was an old turtle. We used to call him Tortoise.
Why did you call him Tortoise if he wasn't one?
We called him Tortoise because he taught us. Really, you are very young.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for asking such a simple question. Drive on, old fellow. Don't be all day about it.
Yes, we went to school in the sea, though you mayn't believe it.
I never said I didn't.
You did.
Hold your tongue.
We had the best of educations. In fact, we went to school every day.
I've been to day school too. You needn't be so proud as all of that.
With extras
Yes, French and music.
and washing.
Certainly not.
Oh, then yours wasn't a really good school. No, it was. They had at the end of the bill. French, music, and washing. Extra.
You shouldn't have wanted as much living at the bottom of the sea.
I couldn't afford to learn it. I only took the regular course.
And what was that?
Reeling and writhing, to begin with, and then the different branches of arithmetic. Ambition, distraction, uglification, and derision.
I've never heard of uglification before. What is it?
Never heard of uglification. You know what to beautify is, I suppose.
Yes, it's to make anything prettier.
Well, then if you don't know what to uglify is, you are a simpleton.
And how many hours a day did you do lessons?
10 hours the first day, 9 the next, and so on.
What a curious plan.
That's the reason they're called lessons. Because they lessons from day to day.
So the 11th must have been a holiday?
Of course it was.
But how did you manage on the 12th?
That's enough about lessons. Tell her something about the games now.
Thank you. You may not have lived much under the sea,
I haven't.
so you may not know that no wise fish would go anywhere without a porpoise.
Wouldn't it really?
Of course not. Why, if a fish came to me and told me he was going on a journey, I'd say, with what purpose?
Don't you mean purpose?
I mean what I say.
The trial's beginning! The trial's beginning! The trial's beginning! Come on!
What trial is it?
Come on!
Oh, what lovely tarts. I wish they'd get the trial over with and hand out a round of refreshments. Those must be the jurors. Are you one of the jurors?
Of course. Otherwise, I'd be a witness.
But I'm not.
Silence in the court!
Young lady, just look along the road and tell me who you see.
I see nobody on the road.
I only wish I had such eyes. To be able to see nobody at that distance too? Why, it is as much as I can do to see real people by this light.
Oh, but now I see the March Hare.
Right here, who did you pass on the road?
Nobody.
Quite right, this young lady saw him too. So of course nobody walks slower than you. Now that you got your breath, you may tell us what they're saying in town.
I will whisper it to you. The trial ought to begin!
Do you call that a whisper? If you do such a thing again, I'll have you butted. It went through my head like an earthquake. Sit down. Harold, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer's day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet, not yet. There's a great deal to come before that.
Call the first witness.
First witness!
I beg pardon, Your Majesty, for bringing these in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
You ought to have finished. When did you begin?
14th of March, I believe it was.
15th, 16th.
Write that down. Take off your hat.
It isn't mine.
Stolen.
I keep them to sell. I've none of my own. I'm a habit.
Give your evidence and don't be nervous or I'll have you executed on the spot.
Bring me a list of figures in the last concert.
Give your evidence whether you're nervous or not.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty. I had but just begun my tea about a week or so ago. And what with the bread and the butter getting so thin, and the twinkling of the tea.
The twinkling of what?
It began with the tea.
Of course twinkling begins with the tea. Do you take me for a dunce? That's all you know, you may stand down.
I can't go any lower. I'm on the floor as it is.
Then you may sit down.
I'd rather finish my tea.
You may go.
Just take his head off outside.
Consider your verdict.
There's a great deal more evidence to come yet, Your Majesty.
Call the next witness.
Next witness! Dormouse! Dormouse!
Dormouse. Dormouse. Storehouse.
Bounce house.
Mouse mouse.
The poor grouse.
They're calling you.
Yes?
Give your evidence.
Sorry?
What are the tarts made of?
Treacle.
Behead that dormouse. Turn that dormouse out of court. Suppress him. Pinch him. Off with his whiskers.
Never mind. Call the next witness.
Alice!
Here.
What do you know of this business?
Nothing.
Nothing whatever?
Nothing whatever.
That's very important.
Unimportant, Your Majesty means, of course.
Unimportant, I meant, of course. Important, unimportant, unimportant, important. Never mind. Call the next witness.
Knave?
Knave, stand forth.
But sire, he's not a witness. He's the suspect.
Well, if he stole the tarts, he must have seen what happened. Knave!
But I didn't do it, Your Majesty. I had nothing to do with it. I'm innocent, I tell you, innocent. You gotta believe me. I wouldn't go near those tarts, no matter how delicious they smelled. I don't even like raspberry. Even if they were just sitting on the windowsill, cooling, practically begging me with their little tart voices. Oh, please, in your name, take us, please. I wouldn't steal them. Even if their flaky, buttery crust was practically begging me, was waving at me, I wouldn't steal them, I tell ya. I'm gluten-free. I wouldn't do it. I've been framed.
Your Majesty.
Consider your verdict.
Your Majesty, there's a great deal more evidence to come yet. Please, Your Majesty, this evidence has just been discovered.
What's in it?
I haven't opened it yet, but it appears to be a letter written by the prisoner to somebody.
It must have been that, unless it was written to nobody, which it isn't usual, you know.
It's not a letter after all. It's a set of verses.
Are they in the prisoner's handwriting?
No, they're not. And that's the queerest thing about it.
He must have imitated someone else's hand.
No. But Your Majesty, I didn't write it, and they can't prove that I did. There's no name signed at the end.
If you didn't sign your name, that only makes the matters worse. You must have meant some mischief, or you'd sign your name like an honest man.
That proves his guilt.
It proves nothing of the sort. Why, you don't even know what they're about.
Read them.
'Twas brillig, and the slimy toads did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy where the boar grows, and the mome-ras outgrave. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub-jub-lip, and shun the frumious bandersnatch.
Ha! That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet. So now what the jury?
If any one of them can explain it to me, I'll give them a sixpence. I don't believe there's an atom of meaning in it.
If there's no meaning in it, that saves us a world of trouble, you know, as we need to try to find any. Let the jury consider their verdict.
No, sentence first, verdict afterwards.
Stop the nonsense. The idea of having the sentence first.
Hold your tongue.
I won't.
Off with our heads!
Who cares for you? You're nothing but a pack of cards.
I'm late.
Off with our heads!
Maybe, you know, I don't know.
Have some more.
I didn't do it.
I'm perfect.
The trial ought to begin!
But I didn't do it!
Sentence first, verdict afterwards.
I'm perfect.
I said I didn't do it!
Why is a raisin like a raisin does?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, I'm perfect.
And I didn't do it!
Wake up, Alice. Why, what a long sleep you've had.
That's such a curious dream.
I don't doubt it. Come along, it's time for tea.
Shall I tell you about it?
Well, do you think it could possibly be as interesting as late Bronze Age Asian pottery?
Yes, I do.
Then yes, please. But tell me on our way to tea. I'm starving.
Well, started with a rabbit,